ये गर्मी ना कश्मीर में दिखानी थी, वहां से तो भाग के आ गए आप लोग।
Hello people, welcome back to the channel. YouTube's trending list in India rarely springs a surprise. It's full of the usual suspects, the trailers of any big releases, music videos, or the rehashes of WhatsApp videos masquerading as skits. But this one was a real surprise. Despite having no recognizable names and almost zero publicity, this has shot up in the trending list. So I was quite curious to see what it is about. Shikara has no recognizable names apart from Vidhu Vinod Chopra. But it picks up a subject which, despite its magnitude, has been surprisingly missing from any big movies. This might be the first one, and rightfully it has gone to the top of the trending list. Let's go and see the trailer for Shikara.
कुछ ना होने का दुख जरा सा लगे, तेरे होने से
घर बड़ा सा लगे। ये किसका घर चल रहा है?
Okay, so they've started off straight from that night. I think it was February.
कश्मीर घाटी में स्थिति तनावपूर्ण बनी हुई है। 19 जनवरी की रात को हजारों लोग सड़कों पर उतर आए, जिनमें से कुछ मिलिटेंट्स ने कई कश्मीरी पंडितों के घरों को आग लगा दी।
पूरे श्रीनगर में हिट लिस्ट लग गई है।
लिखा है कि 1 महीने में कश्मीर से चले जाओ वरना गोली मार देंगे।
हम यहाँ इलेक्शन नहीं, सिर्फ जंग जीत सकते हैं।
हजारों पंडितों को घर से बेघर कर दिया गया है। देखना पार्लियामेंट में कितना शोर मचेगा।
वहाँ कश्मीर में इतना प्यारा घर है हमारा।
ये गर्मी ना कश्मीर में दिखानी थी, वहां से तो भाग के आ गए आप लोग।
शरणार्थी भाई बहनों को टमाटर भेंट किए जाएंगे। आपकी अपनी हिंदुओं की हितैषी, हिंदुओं का ख्याल रखने वाली जम्मू राष्ट्रवादी पार्टी।
कश्मीर के बहादुर अवाम मौत से नहीं डरते हैं, क्योंकि वो मुसलमान हैं। कश्मीरियों के रगों में वो चाहे हर आदियों का खून है।
Both are newcomers.
हम क्या चाहते? हम क्या चाहते? हम क्या चाहते?
हम आएंगे वतन अपने वाजी साहब और यहीं पे दिल लगाएंगे, यहीं मरेंगे और यहीं के पानी में हमारी राख भाई जाएगी।
It's a bit of a mixed bag. I'd said that this is a very important story, and I don't think anyone else has picked up and made the plight of these exiles within their own country as the central idea of a movie. I can't remember any story which was entirely based on that. And for those who are familiar with the history of it, although 19th February was that watershed moment where all of these events that they are showing in this, the electricity blackouts and the announcements from the mosques and the threats and everything else that they are trying to show on that night, that was only the culmination of everything that was happening before that. The story isn't going there. I think it's quite focused on its two central characters. But anyone who wants to go and see this movie, I would definitely recommend that you read a little bit about all the events that led up to it, the politics of that time, elections that were widely claimed as rigged.
हम यहाँ इलेक्शन नहीं, सिर्फ जंग जीत सकते हैं।
And this rivalry between Farooq Abdullah and Mufti Muhammad Saeed. Mufti Muhammad Saeed was at that time the Union Home Minister, and his daughter was kidnapped. It wasn't Mehbooba Mufti who is the more famous of his daughters. She was the ex-chief minister of Kashmir. She was kidnapped and then she was released in lieu of terrorists who were released. He had his own role, and then there was this And then there was the governor of the time, Jagmohan, who had his own role in destabilization of the politics of the time. The government and the administration of the time are just as culpable and responsible for the things that happened as a result of this. So I don't think this movie will be as effective as conveying the significance and the scale of these events without covering everything that happened leading up to it. There was a rigged election, then the state government was pulled down and central rule was established. There had been widespread radicalization of the politics leading up to these events. The geopolitics of the time, the rollback of the Soviet forces from Afghanistan and all those foreign fighters who became free and were pushed into Kashmir by ISI, the security forces not being prepared to handle all of this. So there were a lot of things that were happening, and I think what the director and the writer have probably thought is that it's too broad a canvas for them to cover everything in one movie, and they will instead focus on just this couple, so their story, what is happening in their lives. They have probably created this new home called Shikara, which you see towards the end of the trailer. Everything seems to be going all right, and then suddenly this happens and it turns their life upside down. And then it seems like quite a linear story of what is happening since that event. And there are a couple of scenes here and there which are showing this lack of empathy of the administration and lack of understanding of what these people are going through. And I think that part is captured fairly well, like this scene of distributing tomatoes. I mean, that's all they were getting from these political parties who were basically going forward as their well-wishers. And then this clerk or whoever was the official registering them, admonishing them.
ये गर्मी ना कश्मीर में दिखानी थी, वहां से तो भाग के आ गए आप लोग.
There are a few scenes which are trying to show the scale and the devastation of the aftermath of these events, but I think largely it is depending on these two lead actors to try and portray that. And I don't know anything about these two, so I don't know how well they will be able to express that and bring that onto the screen. So whether it is effective in telling this story of this event depends quite a lot on these two people. So if they are good actors, then probably it will work. But I can only go by what I see in the trailer, and I think there were a couple of scenes where there is some opportunity for Sadia to show what she can do, but I couldn't see anything much coming from Aadil. Maybe it's because of the way the trailer has been cut, but the success and failure of the movie will largely depend on these two people. So it's quite a risky gamble from Vidhu Vinod Chopra, banking on these two newcomers to convey such an important story. But maybe they will surprise us and do a really good job. So a timely story, if anything, it's too late. I mean, 30 years since that event and no one has thought about making such a movie. That's quite surprising. And even more surprising is that none of the big names in Bollywood were part of this one. So I don't know if they were not approached or they did not agree to do this. But there are quite a few people quite active on Twitter and all other social media professing their nationalism, and they are not part of this. I would have thought they would have jumped at the opportunity to be part of such a project. Notably, Anupam Kher, I mean, he's himself from Kashmir and he's a Kashmiri Pandit. So it's quite surprising he is not part of it. At least maybe he could have brought some acting prowess and a little bit of recognition and name to this movie and added to the weight of the cast. So I'm not sure how this project was conceived and created, but it seems quite a risky approach. But we will find out what happens at the box office. Let me know what you thought of the trailer and these two newcomers. Were there any particular parts that really struck with you? How much did you know about those events? Did you learn anything new from the video? Write it down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and family. Until next time, bye-bye.